Hey everyone, it's Paul again with Missing Miles. Today I'm bringing you another 3 cases, but with a twist. These aren't individual disappearances. These are geographical clusters where multiple people have vanished under identical mysterious circumstances. We're talking about specific locations in our national parks that seem to swallow people whole, leaving rangers completely baffled about what's happening in these cursed coordinates. Our first cluster takes us to Yosemite National Park, specifically a 2-mile radius around Nevada Falls. What makes this area terrifying isn't just one disappearance, it's the pattern. Since the 1970s, at least 8 experienced hikers have vanished in this exact zone under nearly identical circumstances. Here's the pattern that has rangers scratching their heads. All disappeared during perfect weather conditions, all were hiking alone for just a few minutes, and all vanished from the well-marked mist trail. Not some remote backcountry area, but here's what makes no sense. This trail sees over 300,000 visitors annually. You're never truly alone here. Yet somehow, experienced hikers keep stepping off this trail and vanishing completely. The search patterns are always identical too. No footprints leading away from the path, no disturbed vegetation, no equipment left behind. Rangers have started calling it the Nevada Falls phenomenon. What's most disturbing is that multiple witnesses describe the same thing. Seeing someone hiking normally, looking away for just minutes, then finding that person completely gone from a trail where you can see a quarter mile in both directions. Cluster number 2 takes us to Mount Rainier National Park in Washington, where rangers have identified something they call the Triangle Zone, a specific area where an impossible pattern keeps repeating. Since 2004, 7 different men between ages 25-40 have vanished from their parked cars in this exact 5-square-mile area. Here's the pattern that makes zero sense. All left their cars running, doors open, with all personal belongings inside, wallets, phones, even car keys still in the ignition. What has rangers completely baffled is the timing and conditions. All 7 disappearances happened between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. on clear days with perfect visibility. These weren't panicked situations or medical emergencies. Witnesses described seeing these men calmly walking away from their vehicles, then simply never coming back. The searches that followed found absolutely nothing. No footprints beyond a few yards from the parking areas, no clothing, no signs of struggle. What's most disturbing is that this area has excellent cell coverage and multiple well-marked trails. There's no logical reason why 7 different people would abandon their entire lives and vanish into thin air from the exact same location. Rangers now unofficially advise visitors to avoid parking alone in this triangle zone. They won't say it officially, but the pattern has them spooked. Our final cluster is perhaps the most disturbing because it involves a pattern that seems to specifically target experienced outdoors people, and it's still active. In Glacier National Park's Logan Pass area, there's a 3-mile stretch of granite boulder fields where 12 experienced hikers and climbers have vanished since 1995. What makes this cluster unique is the victim profile. Every single person had over 10 years of wilderness experience and was carrying proper safety gear. Here's the pattern that has search and rescue teams completely stumped. All 12 people were found to have deviated from established trails to enter the boulder field area. All were traveling in small groups of 2-3 people, and in every case one person would step behind a large boulder and simply never emerge. What makes this impossible is the terrain itself. These aren't bottomless crevices or hidden cliffs. Rangers have mapped every gap, every crevice, every possible hiding spot in this boulder field. There are no caves, no pits, no places where a human could fall and disappear, yet people keep vanishing. The most recent case was just 18 months ago, an experienced climbing guide who stepped behind a boulder to adjust his pack. His climbing partner waited 3 minutes, then went looking. The guide was gone. They found his climbing rope still attached to the boulder, but no trace of where he went. Rangers have started requiring groups to stay roped together when crossing this boulder field, but they can't explain why that should be necessary in an area with no apparent hazards. 3 clusters, 3 completely different environments, but the same impossible outcome. Multiple people vanishing from areas where that should be impossible. What's most disturbing is that these aren't random disappearances spread over decades. These are concentrated patterns in specific locations that seem to be ongoing. What theory do you have for these geographical clusters? Are we looking at environmental factors we don't understand, or something else entirely? And more importantly, should these areas be closed to public access until we figure out what's happening? If these clusters gave you the same chills they gave me, Hit that like button and subscribe to Missing Miles for more pattern analysis like this. Ring the notification bell because I'm working on mapping more of these cluster zones that rangers don't want to talk about publicly. And if you're planning to visit any of these parks, maybe avoid these specific areas until we have answers.